Okay, so we're hearing about AI nonstop, right? It's going to change everything. But if we really want to get a handle on its power and, its hidden dangers, we have to cut through all that noise and ask a really, really simple question. What is it being fed?
Yeah, you heard me. What is it eating? It sounds weird, but think about it. Just like anything that learns, AI needs a diet. It has to be fed. And what it eats and how it eats, well, that changes absolutely everything for you and for me.
So let's start right at the beginning, at the source. If we're going to understand these crazy, powerful systems, we have to look at what's actually under the hood. What's powering them? Let's dive into what we're calling AI's raw fuel.
Raw fuel. It's the perfect way to think about it. This isn't some kind of magic. AI is powered by a diet of pure, unadulterated information. I'm talking every article, every book, every image, every single comment you've ever seen online. That's its food. That's how it learns about our world. And this fuel, it basically comes from two main places. First, you've got what we can call public fuel. Think of this like the AI just hoovering up the entire public library of the internet. Everything on Wikipedia, tons of books, websites, you name it. But then there's personal fuel. And that comes directly from you. Every single tap, every click, every song you decide to skip, yeah, it's all being logged. It's all part of the diet.
So all of that personal fuel, all those little clicks and likes, they all get mashed together to create something kind of spooky. It's called your digital shadow. It's basically a data-driven version of you, a digital twin that knows your habits, your tastes, even your beliefs. And the shadow of you, it's a key ingredient in the AI's diet. Okay, but this is where we run into a huge problem. I mean, a critical one. What happens when that diet of raw fuel isn't balanced? What if the AI is learning from, let's say, a deeply flawed cookbook? This is so important to get. AI isn't creative like a human is. It's more like a mirror, a really powerful mirror. It doesn't just invent prejudice out of nowhere. No, it just reflects, and worse, it amplifies all the flaws and biases that are already baked into the data we feed it. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're training an AI chef. You give it a cookbook, but this cookbook has like 10,000 Italian recipes and only 10 Thai recipes. Now, what do you think it's going to recommend for dinner tonight? Pasta, right? Almost every single time. It hasn't actually learned to be a great, well-rounded chef. It's just learned to parrot back its own super limited, really biased experience. And this is where it gets dangerous. Because the AI spits out its recommendation with so much confidence, we start to treat it like it's objective truth, like it's gospel. We totally forget that its so-called knowledge is built on a ridiculously incomplete and biased cookbook. And look, this isn't just about pasta recommendations. This flawed logic has massive real-world consequences. Think about it. If you train a hiring AI on a company's past data, and that company mostly hired men, well, the AI learns that being a woman is a bad pattern. Or if a loan AI is fed biased historical data, it might deny you a loan just because of your zip code, not your actual finances. This isn't some sci-fi future problem, this is happening right now. So all of this, it leads us to a huge question. We're moving from the technical side of things to the really thorny ethical side. If our data is the fuel that makes this whole thing run, then who actually owns it?
No, really, I want you to think about this. Who owns your digital shadow? When some company uses your posts, your photos, your shopping habits to train its AI, who gets to own the incredibly valuable intelligence that comes out the other side?
A good way to think about our data is as digital oil. Seriously, it's this hugely valuable resource that's being extracted from us every single second of every day. And this oil is being used to build some of the most powerful and most profitable technologies the world has ever seen.
So, how did they get the rights to your oil? Well, it's that tiny print contract. You know the one, the terms of service that we all click agree on without ever reading. The deal is brutally simple. You get a free app or a free service, and in return, they get your most valuable asset. They get your data.
But listen, you're not totally powerless in all of this. Depending on where you live, you actually have rights. You've got the right to erase your history, which means you can literally ask a company to delete your digital shadow.
And you've also got the right to an explanation. That means if an AI denies you a loan or a job, you can demand to know the logic behind that decision. Okay, so now that we know all this, let's put together a little toolkit for you. I want to give you 3 really powerful questions you should be asking yourself anytime you're dealing with an AI-powered service. Question number 1. What is this AI's best guess about me? And why does this company even care? Is it something pretty low stakes, like trying to guess your next favorite movie? Or is it something huge, something life-changing, like guessing if you're going to be a good employee or default on a loan? Understanding the why behind it is absolutely crucial.
Question 2. Go back to that cookbook idea. Who is missing from the AI's training cookbook? Ask yourself, if this AI is making a decision about me, were people like me actually well represented in the data it learned from? Because if not, its prediction about you is probably going to be flawed, incomplete, and, yeah, probably biased.
And last but not least, question number 3. This might be the most important one of all. Just ask yourself, am I the customer here or am I the product? It's a pretty simple rule of thumb, really. If the service you're using is free, then you can bet your digital shadow is the actual product being sold. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in, so let's just boil it all down. Let's wrap up with the 3 most important things I want you to walk away with. First, AI's knowledge comes from this massive pile of raw fuel that's often really messy and full of bias. Second, it acts like an uneven mirror. It doesn't invent prejudice, it just makes the stuff that's already there way bigger. And third, never forget that your digital shadow, your data, is the valuable fuel, the digital oil that's powering this entire AI revolution. And that leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. If these incredible AIs are built on the foundation of our collective knowledge, our shared history, our art, our language, everything, then when that AI creates something new, who should get to own it? The company that built the machine or all of us?